right? Because it seems like
Yeah.
Texas has cured part of the fouling virus that Sean Miller has alluded to all season long, but they've come down with a new strain, the turnover bug, which hurt them at times late in the first half. I thought Texas, Mark, did such a good job to build a 10-point lead in the first half. They got NC State into the double bonus with 10 minutes to go, and then it was like they went away from how they built the lead.
But that happened twice at the end of the game. It happened in right before halftime. They allowed NC State to come back within 1 point, and then they go in halftime. They come out, they stretch the lead out again. They get it up to 9 points, and then they end up winning by 1 because they allowed that team to come back at the end. You cannot get tight at the end of quarters.
Sean Miller, right, likes to break the game down into little wars, those segments of the game. And segments 5, the end of the first half, and 6, the start of the second. Those have been kind of pressure points for this team all season where they've struggled, and I think that was the case again last night. It was Texas was able to overcome it against a team like NC State. That's something you pay attention to, though, moving into the round of 64.
Jake, what do you do as the coach? You're the coach. I'm putting the whistle around your neck. At the end of quarters, where do you go if you're coaching the Longhorns?
I might look to just try and continue to get to the basket in that situation, right? Because if you're playing an NC State team, right? Van Allen Lubin was in some foul trouble throughout the game, and credit Modest Vokatitis, credit Kendall Weaver in large part for forcing the issue on that. I thought I saw a lot of settling from Texas late in the first half.
There you go. They settled for shots. Dribble. We're going to run the clock out. You cannot play like that. You have to attack. The prevent defense is the worst thing in football, and it's also the worst thing in basketball. As long as you're attacking. In Texas, there's a couple elements that Texas don't do that I wonder why. You have Kendall Weaver, can jump out of the gym. Why not a backdoor play? Lob. Like maybe because he's not the focal point.
Right.
Maybe do it for Dylan. Maybe do it for Swain. But sometimes if I'm giving myself the whistle, I'm going to run some dunk plays where you put your prominent dunker or athlete in the dunk position, which is on the baseline underneath the rim, where you use the rim as a shield, and you allow a high screen, dribble to the paint, center, drop it off, guy gets the ball and dunks. Like those kind of plays in that situation draw fouls, and Texas was in the bonus. They were shooting free throws at the time, so any foul, anything that happened would get Texas scores.